मैं नरेंद्र दामोदर दास मोदी ईश्वर की शपथ लेता हूं कि मैं विधि द्वारा स्थापित भारत के संविधान के प्रति सच्ची श्रद्धा और निष्ठा रखूंगा.
India has a first-past-the-post electoral system, which is the legacy of British rule. So Modi had a significant parliamentary majority, but only 31% of the popular vote. And to become unbeatable, he had to consolidate power. Some of the ways this happened were his actions, but some was just luck. Let's look at 4 pillars of his government: economic growth, decisive leadership, Hindu nationalism, and growing authoritarianism.
आने वाले 5 साल में मोदी का गारंटी है देश पहले 3 वैश्विक इकोनॉमी में अपना जगह ले लेगा.
He made that promise. India had already overtaken its former colonial ruler Brit to become 5th largest. It's been moving in that direction all through Modi's rule, starting from 10th position when he took power back in 2014. A successful leader needs to provide a strong economy. And yet, a little like Modi's election victories, those numbers are not all they might seem. For many people, the economic boom has had little practical impact. When it comes to per capita income, India is not even in the top 100 in the world. He's introduced several factors that create enthusiasm and even national pride, not least the digital revolution. Watch this. The digital payments revolutions is truly a spectacular story, which is it's almost one of its kind in the world. So even if you travel to the US and Europe now, the India digital system actually seems far ahead. This is what financial inclusion is called. I can be financially included because I have this digital imprint. A lot of credit actually does go to the government. And where people don't have enough, Modi's government has expanded the public provision of goods, all with the PM's brand on it. A gas cylinder, a bank account, a toilet.
वर्तमान में जारी 500 रुपए और 1000 रुपए के करेंसी नोट लीगल टेंडर नहीं रहेंगे.
This was Modi taking on the criminal black economy. Making major currency notes invalid was designed to disrupt cash-based tax avoidance. It caused chaos for others too, sending many people in informal work, paid in cash, scrambling for valid notes to save their livelihoods. That was just 2 years into his first term, but that wasn't the last time Modi would make stunning surprise announcements. As he has settled into power, the PM has taken several such steps that would arguably have been political suicide for other lesser politicians. Their effects may have been questionable, but Modi's image as a strong man of action has benefited. Demonetization, most economists would argue was just a bad policy. The demonetization really kind of seems to have killed the back of the informal economy. Even the way the demonetization was first motivated, right, as a bitter pill that everybody needs to swallow for the greater good of the country. It was really a masterclass in communication. And despite the suffering that demonetization undeniably caused, just a few months later, the BJP won crucial state elections in India's most populous state, Uttar Pradesh. An economic policy gone massively wrong, you have a thumping political victory. So why weren't people more angry with the government? There was a sense in which the misery was shared.
कि जो लोग पाकिस्तान से अपना धर्म बचाने के लिए, अपनी जान बचाने के लिए, अपनी बेटियों को बलात्कारियों से बचाने के लिए, उनकी जिंदगी बचाने के लिए भारत के शरण आए, उनके खिलाफ वो जुलूस निकाले जा रहे हैं.
Trying to tie up some of the loose ends of partition. This whole thing was done for people who fled from religious persecution, for those of the minorities who got left on the wrong side of the partition divide, and say that if you come to India, you will be accommodated with dignity and honor and citizenship. These changes make it easier for minorities from neighboring Muslim countries to become Indian citizens, but not Muslims. They merge the Hindutva ideology of the RSS, Modi's political base, with nationalistic pride. The bill sparked some of the biggest protests the Modi government had seen. What was subliminal has been brought into the open. That's really what has happened. What is happening is that being Hindu has become no longer a matter of being defensive about it. But more important, being Hindu has also become a source of pride. And here you're some of the larger trends globally, particularly in Europe, where nationalism is seen as a dirty one. Modi has been asserting himself on the world stage.
हमने क्लाइमेट को लेकर के दुनिया जो संकट से जूझ रही है, हमने रास्ता दिखाया है विमेन लेड डेवलपमेंट के, और जब G20 में मैंने विमेन लेड डेवलपमेंट के विषय को आगे बढ़ाया है, तो पूरा G20 समूह इसके महत्व को स्वीकार कर रहा है.
And as Western leaders look more towards India to help limit China's influence in the region, so Modi becomes more assertive in international circles. So even if, for example, now a respected, foreign publication is doing a critical analysis of India, unfortunately, it doesn't stick, in my opinion, as much as it would have 20, 30 years ago, because of almost this consensus that has developed within India that we don't need to be told what to do. That sense of confidence is likely to inform India's and Modi's future. This amount of self-confidence which Modi has been able to impart to the average Indian is something which is more than politics. I think when people look back to the Modi era, they will see that it was probably a very major point of transformation, positive transformation of India and how we see ourselves. And that's the story that's working, that's making Modi unbeatable. It's a story a vast majority of Indians want to believe in, and that's powerful stuff in politics. Started with the perfect origin story. Remember that image of the poor, hard-working tea seller boy. And he came up via the party rather than a dynasty, building on solid roots in community leadership and a strong record in state governance. He saw his moment when the country was sick of corrupt government decay and took it. And he spent a decade creating a leadership cult based on his incorruptibility and decisive leadership, and on people's desire to be a part of a Hindu India rising. But the true test of democracy here would be whether that India, Modi's India, brings all its people along.